Ricans and a Black Girl. Why do we look the same? Because we're on part 2 of the love languages. I am the Dope Widow.
I am the love guru.
And I am Mimi, the lifestyle diva.
Yes,
Welcome back, everyone, to the
yes.
5 love languages.
Are there any love languages so far that you feel are a challenge for you to do? Like if
Qual-
that's the other person's love language, is it difficult for you to try to execute?
Quality time, because I love my quiet time. I love my alone time.
You better listen
I
to Ralph
love my
Tresvant.
space.
Go listen to Ralph Tresvant.
I just love my time. I mean, and it's not that I don't love to be with someone else or share that time with them. I just really, I was in a relationship for many years,
That's what it is.
and we separated. And so I had to become accustomed to being on my own by myself in these 4 walls. And so I'm used to it now. I like it. It feels good.
Right.
I want to enjoy it. You know,
Right.
let me tell you something. I talk on here because we have to talk, but I don't want to talk. Sometimes I just want to be quiet. I don't want to have to pay attention to anyone else. I don't want to have to entertain anyone else. Sometimes if I want to just go to sleep, I want to go to sleep. If I want to just watch something, I want to do that without someone in my ear talking, asking me questions. Like, I don't know, maybe call me selfish. But
No, no, no. It's so true. It's so true. The last person that I was with, I realized their love language was definitely quality time because they could sit up underneath your armpit all day, everywhere. They wanted to do everything together. So it's like I totally get it. Like I could be in here by myself, and it gets you to a point where it's like, okay, you get so used to doing things by yourself. It's like, oh man, when you get ready to get into a relationship, it's like, oh, you got to be accountable to somebody else. It's like,
yes, yes, I'm glad you feel me.
It's
yeah,
funny that
totally.
you guys should say that because I don't know, maybe it's my widow's perspective, right? Because it's like, I think my perspective is different. Like,
Yeah, that's your love language is different.
quality time because of being alone so long because of being a widow. I don't know. I kind of look at quality time so different right now. Like I really treasure it. Um, and I think it's because of being a widow. And yeah, that I want to appreciate. I appreciate the time that I will be able to spend with an individual a lot more because for me, I've lived that tomorrow isn't promised.
Yes.
And so that quality time means so much. Now, I can't be up underneath you all day long because we need breaks. We need time to miss each other.
Need
And
a balance. We
yeah,
need a
you need that break. I'm a firm believer that you need to have your life. Obviously, respect me though, and I can
Of
have my time to do me. But when we get together, it's like we miss each other. You have to have that time to miss each other. If not, you're going to be sick and tired of each other.
yeah,
Yes, I
yeah.
agree. I think we need to have that
You
separate
know,
life, although we
yeah,
can have it together, but that separate life
Yeah,
because we need to have a balance. You need to go
yeah,
out with
you
your
do
friends,
need
I need to go out with my friends, as long as what like you said, we respect each other. But
Mhm.
then when we come back, we have more to talk about
Yes,
because we've been away from each other. So
exactly.
now we come together and we can share our experiences that we went through,
Exactly.
and then we spend that quality time together. But you need that time to definitely miss your significant other. If
Yes,
you
you're
know what happened? I'm
away
sorry,
from each
Jackie.
other, it's just too much. It's suffocating.
yeah.
You know what happens with that? I think sometimes some people don't have as much going on outside of you as you do outside of them. So that's what happens.
Mhm.
You have like you have work and you have if you're doing a podcast or you have a business that you're running, you're doing this, you're doing that, and they don't have all that. They just go to work and then they come back home. So it's like, oh, you're their everything. You're their world, But I just want to tell them what
They need to find a hobby. They do. Because I just can't.
I agree. Everybody needs to have some outlet. You gotta have an outlet.
Yes.
Everyone needs an outlet because you still cannot lose who you are as an individual in a relationship. You are you, they are who they are, and together you form this partnership. But you still need to spend that time with who you are because you can't get lost in a relationship. When you get lost in a relationship, you disconnect from friends, and that's something that I would do. You're so involved in a person that is all that person, and you kind of forget about, let me call my girls or whatever. But you gotta have you have to know who you are still in a relationship.
I think even when you're single, you need to have outlets. So can you imagine being in a relationship? Like if like how I'm single right now, like I still can't just sit in the house all damn day. Like I need to go. Like I get up, I go work out. I have business things that I'm trying to do right now. Like I have outlets. Like you cannot just be in four walls. You would go crazy.
No, you just can't be with that one person. Eventually, you feel like you're in jail. Like you can't go anywhere.
Cellmate instead of soulmate, my cellmate.
No, it's not even. You feel like that's your warden. Like no, that's not. It's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for them. It's not healthy for the relationship. The person that feels like they're crowded or smothered or in jail is gonna resent that person later on, and they're just gonna be like, you know what, I don't want to be with you anymore because you have me in this jail. I can't go out with my friends. I can't go here. Like everything that I have to do with you. No, they have to compromise.
They have to. And anybody who's up underneath you like that too much, for me, that's also a red flag. Like, why are you all up underneath my tail? I mean, I know, I love you and we want to spend time, but you can't be up underneath my tail all day. That's a little bit overwhelming. It's a little suffocating.
It's a little unattractive.
It's very unattractive. Very.
I mean, for me, I'm going to speak. I don't want to speak for you ladies, but we usually on the same page. Don't get it twisted. We do need to be accountable to each other. Like if I'm in a relationship with you, I want you to tell me that you are going out with somebody, or when you get somewhere that you got there safely too. But what we're trying to say is that we need to have outside things outside of each other. We need to be able to function without being up underneath each other all day. But you're not going to go away for a weekend trip or go hang out with the boys all day and don't let me know.
No, that's not happening.
Mimi had to put that in there.
I had to reiterate.
If you're going out, baby, do you mind if I'm going out? Or next week?
It's a courtesy.
It's a courtesy. Or when you get home, text me. I'm home, babe. Or if you're leaving, listen, I got to my destination. Okay. And between, if it's 2 or 3 hours, I might shoot a little text. Hey, you good? Yeah, I'm good. Okay, that's it. I don't want to interfere in your time because you need your time.
Right. All day text. I mean, binging every hour of the day is bing, 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 bing. Like,
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm home doing nothing, it's different. But if I'm out, you have to respect that other person's space and what they're trying to do with their friends or their own.
That's true.
But if I'm home, I'll talk to you all day if I'm home. Sometimes I'll be, it could be on the phone all day and we're talking all day while I'm doing whatever because I'm home doing nothing. We can converse. But if I'm doing something, respect my space. Look at that.
Yeah, what you say?
I am not talking to you all day. Listen, if I'm home, let me clean, let me cook, let me spend time with my children. Let me watch TV. This is my time. Let me enjoy my time. This is what I'm saying. Like quality time is not my thing.
So this is a perfect segue to this question.
Right.
A perfect segue. Are you energized when you spend quality time with others, or does it tend to deplete you emotionally?
It depends on who it is. It depends on who it is. Jackie, you depleted, baby. You depleted.
Her love tank is at a complete zero if she
Yes.
has quality.
Listen, if we spend quality time today, I need a break for 3 days.
But quality time doesn't mean every day. It can literally
Right.
be date night. Friday or Saturday is our quality time. We've been
Right.
in the bustle. We've been with our kids together, or we have separate kids. We've done what we have to do. Today is designated 3 hours just for us. That's what I mean by quality time. And I think that every day, sometimes we don't take the time to ask our mate how your day was. Sometimes they want to vent. Sometimes you want to still have that friendship. The same way you ask a friend, yo, how was your day? You take for granted your mate. So I think that every day you need maybe like a little 15, 20-minute time to digress and speak about your day. How was your day, baby girl? They drove me crazy at my job. What are you talking about? They drove me crazy. Just so that they feel like you care.
They can unload on you. They can unload on you.
They can unload on you, and also so that they feel that their life and their jobs and their whatever, you have an interest in that.
Yeah.
Not just like a roommate, they come in, they go in the room, and you don't even talk about how your day was. You know, I feel that that's a little bit of quality time, whether it's over dinner or you're doing your hair, they're in the shower, they're doing their hair, you're in the shower. Whatever it is, you have to have that quality time every day, but that real quality time should be at least once a week or once a month, whatever. Have that intentional time with your partners.
I agree with you with the intentional time, especially if you're not in a marriage or you're in a committed relationship where you know you're married to the person, so you're going to see them every day. But that intentional quality time, you definitely need that. And if you say you're going to do something, that you can see I'm big on this. If you say you're going to, see somebody or you're going to do something, especially if you know you guys don't see each other like that, you have to make sure that you hold to those words. Because I can have, if I spend good quality time with you, I don't need to see you every day. If we spend 2 good days together,
Me too.
I'm good.
Yeah, me too.
There must be something wrong with me.
No, it's not. That's your love language. There's nothing wrong with you.
Because I can see you like I don't know, like when you're like in love or whatever, it's like that euphoric time. You just want to be with that damn person every day. Maybe it's obviously
that's you.
So for me, quality time. So if I'm seeing somebody and we not married, so we're not living together, anything, and we say that we're going to spend time with each other, so we're going to spend time together on Friday and Saturday or Sunday and Monday. We need to stick to those things, because once we spend that quality time with each other, I can actually go like a week or two without like I can go like a week or two without, not without any contact. What I mean physical contact. Like we're still talking on the phone or text. She's like, I don't care if we're talking on the phone or texting. But see, that's why if you say you're going to spend time with me, we need to stick to and be intentional about the time that we're going to spend with each other. Because if we're not in, in the same household, then we need to make sure that we stick to the plans that we have. Because I can really, that's why you need to fill me up in those 2 days, know that, you don't feel
You need to get your feels in within those 2 days, because you're on a 2-week hiatus.
Right,
I can't even speak.
You stuttering, girl.
I'm stuttering.
I can't.
I really do believe it's because of this widowism. I really do believe is that I am just like in a hope. Probably before being a widow, I would have been like, okay, yeah, whatever.
You know what? I don't agree. I'm not going to tell you how you feel, but I don't agree with you on that just because of our friendship. I just think that you are a sensitive person. So you like love, like when love to you is spending time with the person, like you like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, I can't tell you who you are, but I mean, as far as I see it as your friend, and I love that sensitivity about you because I'm not uber sensitive like that. So that's our exchange right there.
Yeah, no, I love my time.
I'm sensitive with words. I take
Right.
more quality time. Um, I love acts of service like anyone else. Um, I love physical touch like anyone else, but if I have to say, my top will always be words of affirmation.
Mm.
I think that might be the most important, and I think that might actually make or break, in my opinion, a relationship because if words are not positive. What's the sense? If words are not positive, you can't really solidify that foundation, right? In order, if words are not positive, you're not going to want to spend the quality time. If words are not positive, you don't want to be touched. If words are not positive, your gift doesn't mean jack to me.
Girl, talk about it.
So I think I have that as like number one, really. I think it stems from those words because when you're starting a relationship, it's the words that's going to attract you and is going to want to make you have these conversations or continue a conversation before it goes into anything else.
Oh my God, I say it all the time. I say that I'm not a light switch, and that's how I refer to it all the time. Like, I can turn my emotions on and then turn them off. So if you say something that hurt me, it takes me a little while to get over it. I can't just turn it on and be like, just because you said I'm sorry, just get over it. That's not it. That's not how I'm wired. Some people are wired, that way. You say something that offends them and then you say I'm sorry and they're like, oh, okay, like nothing ever happened. That's not me.
No.
And it's not that I'm holding a grudge. It's just that because words of affirmation are huge to me, and I'm coming from two horrible verbally abusive relationships, like I take words really serious now. So when you say something that hurts me, I also take it really serious.
Yes.
And I just can't just accept your apology and just move on. And like Gigi said, no, I don't want to be touched by you right now, because those words that you said that were disrespectful really hurt me.
Yes.
No, I don't feel like being romantic with you after you said those words. No, I don't feel that. So this is why, again, I say that so many people are like a light switch. They could turn it on and turn it off. I can't. Like, you say something that offends me and then you apologize for it. Don't think I want to kiss you and be all over you, because I really don't.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. They expect that just because they've spewed the words, I'm sorry, you're supposed to change and automatically everything is beautiful again. No, I'm not that way.
I agree with you. I'm built actually the exact same way. Words mean a lot, and if you hurt me, um, I can't get over it that fast. I can't get over it that fast. It'll take me a few days, and even after a few days, I'm still a little sour. But I know that I have to get over it. And so, in order to, I guess, fix the relationship or whatever, kind of put the plug into that little hole that we just went through or whatever. Um, you try to move forward, but it cuts deep and it stays forever.
That's what I was going to say. I think that I am that way too, but I think that I'm not. I think that I can move on. Like if somebody says, especially if I love you, like when I love hard. So I just don't fall in love like that. Like I could count on my hand how many people I've been in love with, and probably two people I've been in love with. And if they say I'm sorry, I can accept the sorry and probably move on, but I don't forget it. Like it's locked in there. And now, but I have to recognize now that I got that locked in there. Maybe I haven't dealt with it. And so that's what's it's messing up the relationship, because although I accepted the sorry, I really still haven't dealt with, what they said, because I just moved on from it. So what you ladies are doing is probably a better way to deal with it and say, you know what you said hurt my feelings, and I don't want to be all cadoodling with you right now, because how can I when you just said these harmful words to me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I have to, like I internalize the words, like I
Right.
think about it, and sometimes I feel like I overanalyze it, and I know that's not the way to deal with it either.
Mm-hmm.
But I think about it, and I always say this. I mean, and this doesn't take away from physical abuse, but I say physical abuse, at least your wounds heal. Yes, they hit you and you get a black eye, but your black eye heals and it goes away. Verbal abuse never goes away
Right.
because those words stay with you. And they could be fine. You guys move on from the verbal abuse, but they could be that one day that something is said or you hear something that triggers those memories. And
Yeah.
here you go, remembering everything that he said. You're stupid, you're ugly, you're fat, you're worthless, you're not enough, you know, you don't make sense, you're a hypocrite. Like all of those things just come flooding back.
Mm-hmm.
How do you turn that off?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that makes, like I said, not taken away from physical abuse, but that verbal abuse is like everlasting.
It does, and it
True.
spills into your. It definitely affects your love language, and it definitely affects the other person's love language, on how you show. I guess how you show them their love language, um, because I don't think you ever get a what's the word? You don't ever get over that. Like that's something that now it becomes you. It's almost like a fifth finger, another limb. It becomes you. And you would think that after so many years, you'll get over it. But it's still, once in a blue moon, things that pop up, or certain things will trigger it. And I think that's why we are how we are with relationships. Um, when the minute if someone talks to you a little crazy, you're automatically like, what? Like
Right.
automatically ready to be that spitfire because you were in an abusive relationship verbally before. You didn't verbally express how you were feeling. It kind of allowed you to, you got into a little shell. But now it's like, and so some men would take that as you're being a bitch or this and that. No, because you need to know where I came from. If you speak to me this way, this is a trigger. That's why this book right here, I think it's so important for people who are dating, and not people who are just freely dating, but people who are dating with a purpose.
With
You're
intention, right. Mm-hmm.
with the intention of hoping to build a future. It's so important to know each other's histories, to know each other's love languages, so that again, you are intentional with your love. And if you really love somebody, then you're going to give them their love languages. You're not going to speak to them a certain way if you know that's a trigger based on something they experienced in their past. It could be 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. That verbal abuse always stays in your head.
You said something powerful there when you said it becomes another limb. Like you don't even think about that. Like it's just now, it's just innate, it's just in you. It's just part of who you are now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's almost, I always say it wrong, the PTSD.
Yes.
PTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like that because it's a traumatizing experience. And a little word can just take you off.
It happens to me. It happens to me very often. And like you said, during my first verbally abusive relationship, I was very submissive. So I never responded. I never came back nasty or aggressive the way he was. I was always very submissive. During my second relationship, where I was also verbally abused, I also was quiet. I remained in prayer. So while he was yelling and cursing at me and telling me all these nasty things, I would be praying, God, please tame his tongue. Lord, like I would be in prayer and I would be totally quiet. So now I'm not that way. You say something and I'm coming for you because I've been quiet in two verbally abusive relationships. So in a sense, and I hate to even say it, in a sense, I feel like I'm also verbally abusive because if you come for me, I'm gonna come for you. Like, I'm not gonna stay quiet and I'm not gonna say nice things. If you're not saying anything nice, the same treatment you giving me, I'm gonna give it right back to you. And it makes me feel horrible because that's not who I want to be, but this is where I'm coming from. And my thing is, if I've explained this to you and told you this is where I'm coming from, then I don't expect you to do that. Because if you do that, then I'm going to do it back to you. So if I'm telling you I come from a verbally abusive relationship, then you should try not to be verbally abusive. Because if you are, then I'm going to come back at you. And then that's why I feel that I am going to be verbally abusive. And that's not who I am. I'm just tired of being quiet.
Right. I think what you just said was powerful. Like, I don't think you're going to be verbally abusive. That's why I think this circle that we have right here and is so good, because it allows you to talk about things that you've thought about, but to get them from other people's perspective, to get other people's outlooks on things. So, like, some of the things that we said, I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about it that way. Or, oh, I didn't think that this person could be feeling that kind of way. So it's good. That's why you have to have things going on outside of the person, because you need to be able to go and talk to your boys and say, put this on somebody else's shoulders, like, oh, what do you think about this? And they could come from a whole nother perspective and tell you something that you wasn't even thinking, so it's good to have these outlets where you can vent or go for some therapy or something just to release,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. And I was going to say that's generally what happens. The abuser,
right.
The abused becomes the abuser.
Right.
And it's not even an intentional thing. It just happens. It just happens. But it's good that you recognize that, right? Because that's part of the healing process for you. Because it's also not fair. But if this is something you brought up to the other person and they continue, then it's like, look, I'm telling you this, so be prepared. So the other person needs to step out of their shoes and see this is something that's a trigger for her because she's already experienced this. Then, an individual needs to step back and be conscious of how they're going to, like, they have to play in their head how they're going to come at you with certain things because they know it's
come at you.
Exactly. Process it.
Right.
The whole scene played out before it comes out your mouth.
That's my favorite thing. I always say you gotta take that split second. Well, I mean, it will change a whole argument. It will change everything. Just one
avoid an argument.
Yeah.
You can avoid it, but see, two people can be spitfire. Somebody has to take the high road.
Right.
And again, like I was saying, you recognize that, so that's something that I know that you're working on.
Right.
Ladies, I can't wait till we discuss. I'm sitting here and I'm just thinking, I can't wait till we discuss the topic of submissive because that's so hard for me.
Girl,
you know what? When you said submissive, you know why I think it's hard for you? Because people look at submissive as a weakness.
Like when you look at it like being a slave.
When you say submissive doesn't mean being quiet. Submissive does, it means that you're supporting somebody who's doing the things that they're supposed to do.
Yeah. But people say submissive and that they define it in such a different way. So when Gigi is talking about, you have somebody when you're talking to your partner and you're getting ready to say what you have to say, you have to think about what you're going to say. Absolutely. And then maybe, take a step back, because that's not going to go over so well. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes she said, one of us would have to take the high road, and say, what, she went through this or he went through this. Let me not. And it's hard for us as humans,
really hard,
submissive, to to turn the cheek sometimes,
mm-hmm.
To let someone twist our arm sometimes. It's really hard because we're strong individuals.
That's the thing. I don't want to look like I'm a punk, but at this age, is like we have to rationalize.
That's not looking like a punk, and that's not being that's being smart and being submissive.
You're right.
That's avoiding things that can happen. And if you really love somebody, you're willing to change. Like, sometimes when somebody doesn't change and things just keep going on, keep going on, and people are not willing to make adjustments, maybe this is just not the person for you.
Yes.
You know, but in being submissive, if you say, you know what, I need to be the one to take the high road, that's not being weak. That's being smart and being like, you know.
It actually
but when you are made to think like you have to always be the one to take the high road, then I think there's a problem.
Yeah.
If you both cannot compromise, then there's an issue. If you're made to look like it's always you, it's always you, it's always you, at some point you take a step back, you be like, it can't always be me.
Yeah.
Because it takes two people to tango.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not the only one in this dance. It's both of us. So obviously you have some type of fault, you know. So I just think not everyone likes to turn the other cheek. So when Gigi was talking about it, it just made me think of our upcoming topic of submissiveness, you know. So yeah. I'm excited for that, because that's a hard topic for me.
Mm-hmm. I think it's hard for everybody to be the person who takes the high road. But you know what? And then on the other hand, I think it's hard for the other person when they see you take the high road. It's like sometimes you feel like a damn fool when you say, you know, this person took the high road and I'm here yelling and still doing all this or acting a fool. Like, you need to put your tail between your legs and go apologize to this person. So it's like, yeah, I can't wait till we talk about that one.
Sometimes people don't do that, you know.
They don't. Absolutely.
Sometimes people don't do that because they like that feeling of I'm always right.
You know, a lot of people are narcissistic. They got that, you know.
I always have the upper hand, or I'm always right, or everything I say is perfect. Yeah. You know, and that attitude is a turn off attitude. Yes, for me, it's a total turn off attitude. Like once you say I'm always right, I'm like, okay, you're right. I tune you out. I do. That's me. Okay, you're right. Yep, you're right. Yep. I'll pacify you till you in the coffin. You're right. Mm-hmm. Because I have nothing to say to you. Like I'm over it. I'm done. I don't even want to. Oh my God. I just pacify you. I don't even want to hear you. I tune you totally out. I'm good at that. Tuning people out. I don't hear you.
Right.
Oh,
and then that's not healthy for the relationship when you got two people there tuning each other out. You're not communicating. You're not, you know.
There's no communication. Yep. Yeah. It definitely is not. But that's another topic. But yeah, Gigi really made me think about it real quick.
You're gonna need a couple of cocktails for that topic.
What, girl? I'm gonna have the bottle by the bed.
Okay, so
girl,
there's actually like a part 2, because there's a marriage love language and there's a singles. So I'm doing the singles one because, you know, I'm single now. Right. But the the joke about that one. So there's actually a part 2. So the first part is all the words of affirmation. Part 2 is dating relationship. Should love lead to marriage? So this might be like
I didn't hear you. Can you say that again?
So there's a part 2 and it's dating relationships.
Mm-hmm.
This is all the stuff, getting to know each other, blah, 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 blah. But then there's a question: should love lead to marriage? I'm gonna leave
not all the time, but it depends on, you know, the people.
Depends on the people. What do you think?
I mean, because you love someone doesn't mean you're gonna marry them. Like because love is not enough to sustain a relationship, especially at this age. We know that like finances play a huge part in it. Mm-hmm. Just so many life factors that play a part. It's just not love. You need more than love to sustain a relationship.
Okay.
I agree. Oh my God. So it's looking like a part 2, ladies?
Yes, definitely.
I think so too. Should love lead to marriage?
Wonderful.
Yeah. It depends.
It depends. A part 2, a part 3, like it's a whole lot.
Right.
Okay, great. That sounds
Leave,
good.
leave your we want to know, like, I'm sure people,
Me
because I get so many phone calls. I'm like, oh, girl, I like that. Or my girlfriend, oh, y'all should have said. Leave the comments and what is it down below? Leave them there.
Down below.
We
Can you
wanna-
let us know what your love language
Right,
is?
right.
I'm gonna go over them really quickly before we go.
Yes.
The 5 love languages are. So we have love language number 1, words of affirmation, which is mine. Number 2, quality time. Number 3, receiving gifts. Number 4, acts of service. Or number 5, physical touch. Leave a comment below and let us know what your love language is.
Right. And then we're going to see you next Thursday
with part 2 of the
yes.
languages. Does love lead to marriage?
Woo!
Woo, woo. And that's it for what, ladies? 2 Puerto Rican
Black Girl.
Now, see y'all next week.